Hello, I'm Charlotte
And I'm David.
and we're travelling Australia in our van. Today we are in Temora. We stayed last night at this railway station, which has been really good, except for the train that comes in the middle of the night. And today we're going to do some admin jobs. Our first stop of the day is the laundry. At this laundromat there was like a coin machine where you put in notes and get coins back, and we got some of the special coins. A coin with a sheep on it. I don't actually know if you could see any of them, but they're so cool. So today we just went to the library, we charged up, we have a portable battery, so we charged our portable battery and we went to the petrol station and fueled up, and then we drove 3.5 hours from Temora to Dubbo, and we've just arrived in Dubbo and we're going to go to the gym. So today has just been a very admin-y transit day, but it's been a good one. So tomorrow we'll actually explore Dubbo, because after this we'll probably just go to our free camp and play Indiana Jones on the PS5, which we've been downloading for about a week. For dinner tonight we have baked potatoes and schnitzel, and then just some tomato and cucumber. Just a quick one because it's late. We just got back from the gym.
Good morning, everyone. We are here in Dubbo, New South Wales.
We're at the Taronga Zoo and we had to park in the special camper van car park, so now we're walking into the zoo, and then I think we walk quite a long distance through the zoo. So it's only 27 degrees today, so nice day for a walk. Be good.
Come with us and check out the zoo.
The zoo is set out like a 6-kilometre loop track, which most people drive through, but we walked it. You can also hire bikes or golf carts to get through. We ended up doing 12,500 steps to get around, but my favourite animal was seeing this hippo. He would open his mouth and wait for food when they were feeding him.
My favorite animal was the Siamang ape, and recently they brought in a female to accompany the male that's in the enclosure, and they were getting really loud and active, which is a really positive sign for mating and just companionship, because they mate for life.
We've just stopped for lunch. We've got sandwiches, but we're right by an enclosure and there's goats there. Well, actually I think they're sheep, but they look like goats.
Tickets to the zoo were $50 each, and for an extra 10 you can go on a safari tour, which was definitely the highlight for me at the zoo. The great thing about these tickets is that the admission is for 2 days. So we did the zoo on the first and then the safari on the second.
We stayed another night here at Tirramungameen Reserve, just outside Dubbo.
Today we are going for our second day at the Taronga Zoo in Dubbo, and we are going to do a safari, which is really exciting. The safari ended up being such a highlight. The animals were all in one open space, and the giraffes came so close to us. And we also got to see the rhinos and zebras and emu all within one area. I really recommend going to the zoo. It was such a cool experience and probably the highlight of our trip so far. The animals seemed so happy in their large enclosures, and usually when I go see a cheetah they're like hiding in the middle of nowhere, but this one was up and meowing. At the zoo there was a water station and a dump spot, which was really handy, so We did both of those tours and went and fueled up our car, and now we are off to the library to charge some things up before we continue down the road. We're kind of gonna stay in the middle of nowhere tonight, so we're just gonna do all of our chores and then get on the road. We had a tragedy with our 12-volt kettle, so now we're really boiling water to get our morning coffee, but it's worth it. Good morning. Today is the 13th.
Not 13th. It's like 20th, 19th.
Last night we stayed at a golf course. They have this area, so we parked up there and just had a chill night. We're just gonna carry on towards Moree today, so a big driving day. We're just driving for the next few days. I do not know why the last owner of this van put this here, but every single time I think it's a spider. Oh. This is where we are camped for the night. I think we're going to get a really nice sunset. Dinner tonight we have some spaghetti and meatballs on the go. Delish. This is where we're staying tonight. We are just outside Inverell. I thought I would also just explain how we are cooking in the van. So we have a single gas cooker, which we sometimes use inside with the doors open if we're just making something like simple or quick. And then we have a double gas cooker, which we normally cook with like outside on the table. We also have a microwave and an air fryer, and then we have a electric induction cooktop as well. So we have lots of different ways to cook. And it just depends on like the weather, our battery power, and what we're cooking, but it's good to have options.
The Stonehenge. No.
We're at the Australian Standing Stones.
Yeah. Here.
Which is a Celtic. Let's read what it is actually first. So this is a close-up of the stones. They're in a particular formation which represents like north, south, east, west, in line with the stars. It's a Celtic stone. We are at the Bald Rock National Park now, and we are going to do a walk up the Bald Rock. The walk should be about 2 hours return, but it said online that it was grade 5 because it's very steep, like up a flat, open rock face. So we'll see, it should be fun. Hopefully it doesn't rain. It's 19 degrees, so I've laid up. Most other days have been 30 something, so it's the perfect day because it's nice and cool. But yeah, be good to explore. We are like 2 minutes in and we've already hit the edge of the rock and we're going up there. I don't know if you can see how steep it is, but it should be fun. Yeah, this is a grade 5 walk. This gives you a bit of an idea. Here's the tree line and then this is the rock that we're climbing up.
We've chosen the best day to climb this walk. We're in the clouds!
Perfect for the day after leg day. So we reached the top of that first bit and now we're back onto a trail. We've made it to the balancing rocks. The clouds have cleared a little bit and you can see the different colours on this granite rock and all the way down to the trees. Wow, that's really cool. Woo-hoo! We're at the summit!
That's our thing now. Compete with, yeah, look.
Can you see how steep it is?
I think so.
That's so cool! Oh. Watching. So this is the track going back down, and by the fact you can't even see the edge shows how actually steep it is.
Let's run.
Let's run. How was that walk?
That walk was really good. It took us about, what, like an hour and 40 maybe?
No, an hour and 8 minutes.
Hour and 8, wow. Okay.
It was supposed to take 2 hours.
Yeah. So yeah, really good walk. I got these new shoes from the op shop.
$4.
$4 and they've done me well. They're quite comfy, but I think I'm developing a few blisters. But this kimono also did really well. It kept me warm, but it's also got some good airflow. It's light. Yeah, does the job really well. So climb some mountains and you can wear a kimono. I'd recommend
I'd recommend that walk.
Good views, cool rock face, like cliff face.
I think if it wasn't so cloudy for us, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
But it was still really good and it was cloudy, so it's a great walk.
Very good walk. Definitely do it.
We went to Warwick and went to the gym and cleaned the van and did a few things. But now we've moved on to Elora, which is slightly closer to Toowoomba. And we're just going to stay in this campground for the night and go to Toowoomba tomorrow.
For some good tunes coming.
So we've had a very productive day, except for we've just hopped back in the van and it's not starting again. So things were going very well for literally 3 weeks. We've had no issues with it starting. I'll show you what's happening. When I put in the key and turn it, like literally nothing happens. It's so frustrating because it's been fine for weeks now. And then it just stops. We've got it booked in for the mechanic in about a week anyway for a service, so maybe they can fix it then. So obviously we got our van started. We had to call 8 auto electricians and none of them were free or available, but in the end David fixed the problem. We need to go to a mechanic to get it properly fixed, but it's to do with the grounding of the negative terminal point onto the chassis. We are at this overnight rest spot tonight, but it does smell a bit like silage, shall we say.
We just finished church and now we've come to check out the Dubbo Japanese Garden at the University of South Queensland.
Look how stunning that is. Oh, that's Tabletop Mountain.
That's cool.
Yesterday the camera wasn't working, it was doing some weird stuff, so I didn't get much footage when we were in Toowoomba, but when we were there we explored the picnic lookout and the Queensland State Garden, and we also went to the Japanese garden. They were 3 really nice places. Overall, we both loved Toowoomba. It was really cool, hey?
Yeah, and we also went to the other lookout. Cobb Rock Lookout.
And it was cool looking over Table Mountain. So yeah, Toowoomba was really cool, and then we drove and there was so much rain it was really heavy, which is the first rain that we've had since we started van life. So in the last 4 weeks that was the first heavy rain. We had a little 5-minute shower 2 weeks ago. It was quite bad last night, but not as bad as it was forecasted, which is good. And so now we're just in Ipswich and we're going to go to Brisbane.
Actually, we're in Walloon.
Oh, Walloon.
Yeah, we're in Walloon. And we're about to go see some friends.
The forecast says 40 degrees today, so we'll definitely be needing a swim. After we go from Brisbane, we're going to go back down to the Gold Coast, which is sort of our starting point, and we've done a big loop. So we've gone from Gold Coast down the east coast through New South Wales, all the way to just above Sydney, and then we popped into the Blue Mountains, and then we came back out and went down to Canberra. And then we went inland and north through New South Wales, through Temora and back through sort of inland areas. And then we've just come back through Toowoomba and into Brisbane. So doing a big circular loop. We just need to get some things sorted with cars and catch up with friends, and we've booked a fun run and things. So we'll have a few weeks in Gold Coast.
We're just at our friend's house and we've decided to go for a swim because it's in hot. It's currently 36 degrees, but it says it feels like 46. So it's just absolutely madness out here and we need to cool off.
I got the rock!
It was a leaf. It was just a leaf.
And then you have to reverse it. So it has been quite a few days since we have done any updates, but we've been back in the Gold Coast and in Brisbane. So we've been seeing lots of friends that we haven't seen in the month we've been travelling. We also went to Ocean Alley, which was up in Brisbane, which was a gig which was really fun. I should have taken some videos, but we pretty much spent the whole time with people coming up to David being like, "Are you the guy from Ocean Alley?" and like requesting photos, saying hi, calling out, all of this. So that was kind of funny. But today we're actually gonna cut off David's dreads, which you'll see. And one of the other good things about being back in the Gold Coast is we have been able to get a few jobs done. So with our first month traveling around, we sort of worked out the van, got into our routine, and identified the things that we wanted to just fix or change. But we have been trying to make a cupboard to cover up where our tinkle toilet goes. When we bought the van, it was already broken, so that was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. We had our friend help, which was really helpful. There is a fly in here and I can't stand it. David's like the ultimate fly king, but he's not here. The other thing that we did was attach a barrel latch onto one of our cupboards. I'll show you. So on this cupboard here, it is a slide out cupboard. Most of our cupboards don't open while we're driving because they have these magnets, or some of them have latches. But this cupboard down here is the only one that opens, and the people before us had these plastic like baby latches, which as you can see have broken. So even having all of these latches, it would sometimes still pull open. So when we're driving, it would just move around. So these end up breaking, and we replaced it already multiple times. This morning have attached a barrel latch here, so now it doesn't move at all, which is great. Also, this is our shower. So our water system is up on the roof, and we can connect a hose into that shower, open the back doors, and then obviously there's a tent that goes around, and we just attach it through our gas, and it is a hot shower. But we've not had to use that yet. We just have been gymming most days and then showering at the gym, but it is good to have it as an option. Yesterday we took the van to the mechanic. Earlier in the video you would have seen our van actually didn't start again. So after 3 weeks of working perfectly, no issues, we went to turn it on and the same thing happened. Nothing started, nothing happened at all. Thankfully David has been more successful working it out than any other mechanic. So he deduced the problem with a bit of help of ChatGPT. So he moved, there's a grounding cable from the negative terminal of the battery to the chassis, which like earths the battery, and David found out that that's what was causing it. So when he moved that, the car started again. It was totally fine. So when we went to the mechanic, he went and had a look, and pretty much it was on tight, but the person before us would often take off the negative terminal for the DC to DC charger. So because the person before us had been taking it on and off all the time, they had just moved the earthing cable. So the mechanic changed the earthing cable into the right position and it worked. He was like, yep, you'll have no more issues. So thankfully David had worked out what it was after so many questions for so many weeks, and then the mechanic was able to fix it up for us. So we will have no more issues with our van, and it will start every time.
So the day has come that we're gonna cut my hair, and I can't wait. 360.
Goodbye, dreads.
There you have it. Man, it looks so trippy. But yes,
I feel so much better. It feels so light. I feel quick.
This is after from David's haircut. Looking fresh, looking cool. Looking girly. Lily! Hi!
Okay, Superman.
I thought I would give a little update because we have spent 3 weeks in the Gold Coast. When we first left for our trip, we hadn't sold David's car yet, and so we didn't want to be held back by just waiting to get things sorted. So we went on a trip down to Canberra and then back up, but then we were always going to come home to, and that's why we did a loop. It didn't really make sense, but we always were going to come home to sell his car. So it ended up taking 3 weeks. It's all sorted now, and so we are getting back on the road. We are really excited for our next trip. We are actually waiting for the mechanic again for the van. When we bought the van, there was no drips, nothing. She didn't say anything. So we bought it and drove straight to the petrol station because they sold it to us with the yellow light on. And we fueled it all the way to the top, and instantly it started dripping diesel. And we were like, hey, like messaged her, it's dripping diesel, did you know anything about this? She was like, no idea. So anyways, in the top of the tank, diesel tank, there is a little crack. The mechanic doesn't really know much more until he takes it out. So because it's a flammable liquid and to repair it, they're gonna weld it. It's just a bit trickier. So in 2 weeks we will be back at the mechanic to get the van fully sorted. It's fully fine now, except for we can only fill it up to like 2/3 of a tank, and then it is fine. Like you'd never know any different. But when we start to go down south into more rural areas or do the Nullarbor, we obviously need full tank capacity. So we have another 2-week trip. So we did our little trip down, came back from the mechanic, and now we're doing a little trip up. We're just doing a little bit of a bonus trip because we didn't think we were going to go north. That's what we've been up to, mainly mechanics, admin, chores, and doing some Ubering to try and pay for the mechanic because we're both unemployed now and living in our home. But I thought I would just leave the video here, give you an update. In our next video, we will be going up north. So you'll get to see our next little 2-week adventure. Anyways, I'll end the video here. Bye!